Coming up, my top 3 from this video. Let's see where I rank them. Welcome to KDX Bricks Analytics, where I watch all the Lego investing and reselling videos so that you don't have to. So let's jump right into it. Time for the next 2-week update, which is for June 1st to June 15th, 2023. During this time period, I watched 25 videos about Lego investing and reselling across 10 YouTube channels, and it covered 143 Lego set mentions. Normally for a 2-week update, I would review this table, which just has the data for that 2-week time period. But I decided this time to save a little time, we're going to go straight to the cumulative table. I will share with you each set that got mentions in the last 2 weeks and how that set is doing since January 1st. And if you haven't watched one of my videos before, I collect data every time a set gets mentioned in somebody else's video about Lego investing and reselling. And each time a set gets a mention, based on the YouTube presenter's enthusiasm, I give it an E-score of 1, 2, or 3. An enthusiasm score of 2 just means that they mentioned it. An enthusiasm score of 3 means that they're really excited about it. They made a note of that. And an enthusiasm score of 1 means that they're mentioning it to look at for investing and reselling, but there's some hesitancy. And sometimes the YouTuber says, hey, avoid this set for investment. I give that an enthusiasm score of 0, and I go through the not top sets in a separate video. I'm going to break this 2-week report up into 2 videos. In this one, we're going to talk about all the sets that are still scheduled to retire at the end of this year. I'm going to go through these rapid fire. First up is 75342, the Republic Fighter Tank. Got 4 more mentions, up to 41 total, with an enthusiasm score of 2.7, but it does only have a 4.0 there in your bottom right. On Brickset, here's another nice picture of it. 4 of the 6 minifigures are exclusive, which is the Clone Commander, the 287th Clone Troopers, and Mace Windu. And if it does retire at the end of this year, it's going to have a 1.75 year shelf life. And don't forget, this one is a Target exclusive. Next up is the Ahsoka Tano's Brickhead set. 3 more mentions, up to 38, with an enthusiasm score of 2.9, Lego exclusive, and it will have a 2-year shelf life. 75343, the Dark Trooper helmet. This one is dividing the investing community. 2 more mentions, up to 27 total, but only a 2.2 E-score and only a 3.7 on Brickset. This one is also a Target exclusive, and it will have a 2-year shelf life. Some investors are saying it's ugly and the population is going to lose interest in the Star Wars helmet set soon, and it will be with this one. Others are saying nope, it's going to do great because it's a Target exclusive and the helmets have all done very well. Now on to the Medieval Blacksmith. 5 more mentions, up to 22, with an enthusiasm score of 2.6. Although Brickset says that all 4 of the minifigures are exclusive, for me, I say that 0 of them are exclusive because none of the elements are exclusive, and the minifigures from this set can be pieced together from other sets. We'll look at that in just a second, but this set will have a 3-year shelf life. Here we are looking at the parts inventory. If we do a search, a keyword search for upper, then we can see this first torso, which is in this set twice, is also in 4 other sets, and then the next torso is in 3 other sets, and then this last torso here is in 7 other sets. And if we look at the first one, it's a really nice torso with the crest, but it's in the Lion Knight's Castle, this set that we're looking at, in the Creator 3-in-1 Medieval Castle, and then the Bricklink Designer Program Castle in the Forest. Again, for me, if the combination of minifigure elements that make the minifigure and a set can be pieced together from other sets, then I count them as not exclusive. 75333, Obi-Wan Kenobi's Jedi Starfighter. 1 more mention, up to 19, but an enthusiasm score of 2.8. Really good set. All 3 of the minifigures are exclusive, and it will have a 1.5-year shelf life. And here are those minifigures. They look fantastic. Now on to the Winnie the Pooh set from the Ideas line. 3 more mentions, up to 17, with a solid 2.4 enthusiasm score. All 5 of the minifigures are exclusive, and it will have a 3-year shelf life. Here's Eeyore with that nice bow. Here's Rabbit and Tigger. These minifigures look really nice. Piglet, and of course Pooh. Scrolling down the table, we have the Death Star trash compactor. 1 more mention during this last 2-week time period, up to 16, with an enthusiasm score of 2.5. This set will be on the shelves for 1.75 years, and it is a Walmart exclusive. Similar to the Blacksmith set, Brickset says that more of the minifigures are exclusive. Again, I'm looking at elements and not the combination of the pieces for each set, but I do want to point out that the C-3PO looks outstanding. Looking at the parts list, the torso and legs for this minifigure are only in 2 sets. So this set and 1 other set, and the other set is the UCS Landspeeder. Therefore, this C-3PO is also going to be a very popular minifigure in my opinion. Oh, and don't forget, my videos are for entertainment purposes only. I do not provide financial advice. You got to get that from somebody else. First Speed Champion set, 76911, the 007 Aston Martin DB5. This set looks fantastic. The great curvature, the Daniel Craig minifigure in there, which is exclusive. This set will have a 1.5-year shelf life, and this set is a 4.5 with 308 ratings on Brickset. Pretty good. 75320, the Snowtrooper Battle Pack. One more mention, up to 14 with an enthusiasm score of 2.1. Not a set that I'm overly excited about, even though it is a battle pack. One of the minifigures is exclusive, and it will have a 2-year shelf life. 75336, the Inquisitor Transport Scythe. Up to 14 mentions, but an E-score of 2.8. I love this set. It is a 4.6 on Brickset also. If it stays on the Brick Fanatics retirement list, it will have a 1.5-year shelf life, which is outstanding. And here are these minifigures: Ben Kenobi, the Grand Inquisitor, Third Sister, and Fifth Brother. They are outstanding. Now on to another helmet, 75327, Luke Skywalker Red 5 helmet. One more mention, up to 13, but it did drop an enthusiasm score by just a tick, down to 2.2. It is going to have a 2-year shelf life. Scrolling down the table, the next Speed Champion set, also from a movie franchise. One more mention, up to 12, with an enthusiasm score of 2.7. Another great set. This is the Fast and Furious Dodge Charger, the 1970 Charger that Dom drives around in the first movie, and it is going to have a 1.5-year shelf life. And of course, the Dom minifigure is exclusive. 76989, the Horizon Forbidden West Tall Neck. This set is so well designed and so well constructed. It looks amazing. The single minifigure is exclusive. It will have a 1.5-year shelf life. 12 mentions with an enthusiasm score of 2.3. And please note that this set is a 4.8 on Brickset with 167 ratings. Fantastic set. Our first modular building, 10270, the Bookshop. 5 more mentions in this 2-week period, up to 11, and the E-score was a plus 0.4 up to 2.2, so that's pretty good, but it will have a 4-year shelf life. The Icons 90th Anniversary Commemorative, that is a throwback to the 1980s space sets, 10497, Galaxy Explorer. All 4 minifigures are exclusive. It will have a 1.5-year shelf life. In the last 2 weeks, it got 2 more mentions, up to 11, with a decent enthusiasm score of 2.3. And remember, this one is a Walmart exclusive. A Brickhead set, Professors of Hogwarts. One more mention, up to 11, with an enthusiasm score of 2.5. This set looks amazing for a Brickheads, which sometimes are not very identifiable to the source material, but this one is spot on in my opinion. It is a Lego exclusive, and it will have a 1.5-year shelf life. The next modular building, 10278, the Police Station. 4 more mentions in the last 2 weeks, and a plus 0.3 E-score up to a 2.6. So the modular buildings are definitely getting some love in the last couple of weeks. This one will have a 3-year shelf life. Another Brickheads, the Battle of Endor Heroes, the first time that 5 Star Wars figures are in a single pack. And this one got 1 more mention with only an enthusiasm score of 2.2. It is a Lego exclusive, and if it stays on the retirement list, it will have a 8-month shelf life. The enthusiasm score would be higher, but a lot of people are thinking that it will actually not retire at the end of this year. And our last modular building, the Assembly Square, 3 more mentions, up to 8, a plus 0.5 E-change to an enthusiasm score of 2.1. It is a Lego exclusive, but this set will have a 7-year shelf life. A Christmas set, 10293, Santa's Visit. 2 more mentions, up to 8, with an enthusiasm score of 1.9, a 2.25-year shelf life. The normal sized AT-AT, 75288. 1 more mention, but it only has an enthusiasm score of 1.9. None of the minifigures are exclusive, and it will have a 3.5-year shelf life. One of my favorite sets, 2 more mentions for the NASA Apollo 11 lunar lander, up to 7, with an E-score of 2.1. Both minifigures, which are the exact same, are exclusive, but it will have a 4.5-year shelf life. The last few NASA licensed sets have done extremely well in retirement. Scrolling down the table to this creator expert vehicle, the Ford Mustang. 2 more mentions, up to 5, with an E-score of 1.8, 4.5-year shelf life. And then the set right below it is the Friends Apartment, up to 5 mentions with an E-score of 1.6. All 7 minifigures are exclusive, but it will have a 2.5-year shelf life. A few more sets on this table. Next one is the Haunted House 10273. 4 mentions with an E-score of 1.8 and a 3.5-year shelf life. And then scrolling down, we see the Bird of Paradise set. 2 mentions, up to 3, with an E-score of 2, 2.5-year shelf life. This is the first of the Botanical Collection to retire. Since none of the sets in the Botanical line have retired yet, investors really aren't sure yet. We always like to have comparables as as much as possible. And on top of it, this is probably the least popular of all of the botanical sets. And so when this one retires, we're all not sure exactly how useful the data will be. But with that said, the actual blooms look really, really good. And therefore I have a hunch that I think this set, after a pretty long hold time, will actually do okay. Next set on this list is Black Panther. One more mention up to 2 with an E-score of 1.5, and it will have just over a year on the shelves. And then lastly on this table is all the way down here, first time that it's gotten a mention, this Paris postcard set 40568. It will have a 1.5-year shelf life, and it's a pretty cool looking set. All right, I went through the list very quickly, so now it is time to wrap up with my top 3, and I've got a few honorable mentions to go along with it. But first, in third place is this set right here. Let me find it on the table. Here it is, 12 mentions with an E-score of 2.3, 76989. The Horizon Forbidden West tall neck, a 1.5 years on these shelves, but like I said earlier, a 4.8 rating on Brickset. The design and the build looks amazing. Here's another really nice picture of just the creature itself, and a nice picture of the head of the creature. I think this one is flying under the radar, but it should do very well in my opinion. In second place is the Ahsoka Tano Brickhead set. To me, it's an easy pick. 38 mentions with an E-score of 2.9, only a 2-year shelf life, which is standard for Brickhead sets. Yes, it is only the $10 price point, but we are limited to, I think, just 2 or 3 on lego.com, and I've heard a lot of reports of people being limited to 1 in Lego stores. So far, I've been lucky and I have not been limited to 1. Getting back to the price point, even though it's only $10 and you normally would have to sell a lot of units to make it worth your time and make a bunch of good money, there's estimates that this set will go to $40 or $50, and at that return on investment, I'm feeling pretty good about it. Before I go to my number 1 set, I'll show you my honorable mentions. First up is this one, 75342. I didn't put it on my list this time. Still gonna do very well in retirement, but a lot of people are starting to say, hey, everybody knows this one's gonna do well in retirement, so we're starting to worry about it being over hoarded. And same thing with this set. The cat's out of the bag. Fantastic set with only a 3-year shelf life for an idea set that is this good. Big honorable mention to this one, 21326. If I were to pick a 4th place, it would be this one, the Winnie the Pooh set. $100, great price point. For that $100, it is 1,265 pieces. So really good deal on that one. It's been a popular set, but not overly popular with only 17 mentions. Of the 3 modular buildings that are retiring this year, this is the only one that I would be interested in investing in because it's a really good price point at $200 for almost 3,000 pieces. The bookshop is also $200, but only around 2,500 pieces. And then the assembly square has been on the shelves for so long. And then lastly, a couple of Brickhead sets. This one, the Battle of Endor Heroes. I'm gonna watch this one closely for all rumors and anything else I can hear about it. But if it really looks like it's gonna stay on the retirement list, then I am buying it up. It is gonna do fantastic. But if it gets pushed to the end of 2024, then it will be just kind of so-so. Still should do well. And then I said 2 Brickheads, but I obviously forgot to bring the picture up. But the other one I wanted to highlight was the Professors of Hogwarts, very likely to retire at the end of this year with the 1.5-year shelf life. Also should do very well in retirement. And then here is my last honorable mention, the Creator Expert Ford Mustang. And I have to find that one on the table. Here it is. Only an E-score of 1.8, but these Creator Expert vehicles that are of a licensed vehicle are really well done, and I don't see Lego making them again anytime soon because there are so many classic vehicles and modern vehicles out there that this particular Ford Mustang is likely to never be made in this scale, brick built, aimed at the adult audience. Therefore, it will be a good investment in my opinion, possibly a long hold time, but it's a fantastic set. And then my number 1 set, it's been number 1 in the past, I still love it, is the Star Wars Inquisitor Transport Scythe. There it is in flight mode. Here it is in landing mode. Look at all the interior space. And like I said before, the minifigures are outstanding. There's just so much you can do with this set. Play with it, display it, have great minifigures. $100 for the 4 exclusive minifigures, just under 1,000 pieces. So it's okay on price, but it's very popular and it has almost rarely been discounted. So those are all the reasons that I think this set will do very well in retirement. Thank you for watching. That's a wrap on this video, and I will see you in the next one.